Hello everybody, it is Monday the 1st of July. I want to talk about, again, trying to understand what it is we're doing, because I think it is extremely important. And when we say that we expand our consciousness into other frequencies, into the knowledge of other things that are around us that we do not see at the moment and do not know at the moment, what exactly is it we are hitting when we expand our frequency? What is it we're gaining knowledge of? Yeah? And at the moment, as I said, we are in the blur of, oh, it's a creator, which it is a blur. Yeah, and even those that, let's say, hit the highest point, where they say, where they describe maybe the brightness of the light and this feeling, this overwhelming feeling, which is actually not a state of knowing. Because even in this world, yeah, if you were suddenly hit with a bright light, yeah, that is completely blinding you, would you then say, I was in a state of all-knowing, or would you say I couldn't see a damn thing because the light was so bright? I knew nothing. Yeah? So that is actually the state you're in. It is a state beyond the created. But then there's nothing there to know, or very little. Well, if you can still describe a light or a feeling, you still know two things. But if you think that everything is contained in that, and you can only describe it with two sensations, then that is next to nothing. Anyway, I think it is very important because of what happened to humanity before, and especially what happened to Jesus and what's happening in that story. Because he is doing two different things there. And we are doing two different things at the moment, and it is still a blur. We have not separated what level we're actually on and what it is we're experiencing. See, in the healings, what Jesus did in the healings, which is happening in this world at the moment, a lot of, like the Joe Dispensers of this world, they're going there and they're getting results. So I don't think we can just dismiss that. Yeah, we have the evidence, experienced evidence in this world. So we can take that as a knowing. So then you go all the way out and you come to the place where Jesus said the Father gives to all. The Creator, the energy of the Creator gives to all, and it does so without judgment. Yeah? It heals. It creates circumstances where you can go beyond the physical to do something. So that, as I said, is that state where he gives to all without judgment. And here is that in the healings and everything else, if he gives to the lilies, if he gives to the birds in the sky, they receive the energy, but it doesn't change their essence. Yeah? Receiving of if the lily receives of the Creator the energy to be the lily, it doesn't change what it is. And there is that the Creator gives without judgment. It doesn't judge the lily. It doesn't change the lily. It gives to what is. Energizes what is. Gives to human beings healing and stuff, but doesn't change the essence of the human being. It's still human. So that is that level. And as I said, many in this world at the moment are working on that level. Healings and stuff like that. So that's one thing. But then at the same time is that we can expand into another frequency and not hit that high point, but we're still within the created, which means we only gain knowledge of others that have their being within the Creator. See, and that is the other part of the teaching of Jesus. When he is talking about the kingdom of the Father that is not yet of this world, that is not of this world. Yeah? Then you have knowledge of another being. And then we really must think, how do we negotiate this, and what are we in all of this? Because I have a feeling that that is what went belly up right from the beginning. When consciousness expanded in humanity, and they did hit on the frequencies of other beings. So to say, they were channeling another consciousness, another being. And then really going from the misconception that that other was the creator of all, which they're not. None of them are. We are not. No part is the creator of all. And then obviously, way back when, humanity had the knee-jerk reaction of falling flat on its face and worshipping either that, or we cowered in fear and did what we were told, one or the other. But there's really the two distinct different things that are happening. One is hitting another consciousness, knowledge of another consciousness, or hitting the pure energy. But the pure energy does not change you. That's what Jesus said. It gives to all, and there's no judgment. It gives to the created. And then again, Jesus used that energy, healing bodies, healing what was created. So really, if the Creator gives without judgment, he gave of that energy to that which was created without judgment, hopefully. Actually, he didn't quite, but that's what it should have been. So yeah, there are the two different things. And then really, what is it we're hitting when we are expanding our consciousness? How far out are we going? And my thought was that for the sustaining of life, for the sustaining of that which is, yes, again, all the way up there, yeah, and you gain the energy for healing and stuff like that without judgment. But the expansion of knowledge, here's the thing, the expansion of knowledge of what we're in and what is around us, is that just the created given of their knowledge to each other? Yeah? So there's to say, and then we really gain knowledge of something that has a unique perception of itself. Yeah, and how it sees itself and the universe around it. And again, no consciousness knows it all. They all have their own unique perceptions. And then it's the question, should we worship? Or should we do unquestioningly, saying they have the greater knowledge, so we all must become like that? Or do they just have a different knowledge, a unique knowledge that may contain knowledge that would serve us in this world, or maybe not? Again, when you look back at the old stories of the gods, they gave us knowledge that was useful to humanity, agriculture and many other things. That was useful, and it did help humanity to evolve, go forward. There's a lot of knowledge, especially at the moment, coming from those places that humanity would be better off without. Yeah, or at least we should have discernment whether we want to take that knowledge on board or not, or whether we want to use it, or whether we can use it for good. Again, if, especially in religion, you've been taught that is the source, that is the only one, yeah, there is no other possibility, then there's nothing to discern. But as I say, you're going from the completely wrong perception of what is around you. There's more than one. There's more than one possibility. And yes, again, I'm wondering about Jesus sometimes, because in his day and age, monotheism was firmly established. So, was he under the impression there was only one? And did he not make the distinction about the different levels that he himself was on? Did he think it was all coming from the same source, it was all the same thing? Because it wasn't. I don't think it was. He fluctuated between different levels. Was he aware of that himself? So if, again, energizing what is, without changing in essence what is created, that is receiving of the Creator. That is receiving of Him that gives without judgment to everything that is created. Knowledge, the expansion of other possibilities, is the then created parts giving to one another. And here's the thing, if we have the knowledge of the Creator gives, which is the highest knowledge, we can heal, we can change things on that level, we can gain the energy to create those changes. If we know that, do we need the gods, and that is to say the other beings, to give to us? Are we dependent on their knowledge to sustain us? Yeah? Do we need to worship them? Do we need to do as we are told by some kingdom that will come in a God Almighty Borg cube? Yeah? Do we have to do what they tell us to do in order to survive? Or can we receive for ourselves and go by our own knowledge? The knowledge of ourselves as human beings, the knowledge of this world, of nature, and do and receive. And we are the judges of how the energy is being used best. You see, we wouldn't need them to be sustained. We would not need their knowledge to do anything. We most certainly would not need their technology. Forget it. We would not have to be enslaved by their knowledge. If we knew that we can receive for ourselves, we are a part of creation that can receive of the Creator. The Creator will not judge us because He doesn't judge anything that is created. And then that would be the way to freedom. Yeah. But again, it is religion that says you must do according to the will of a God, which is again then another being. Yeah, that will rule over you. And you are dependent on that because you for yourself can receive nothing. And that is the way to the kingdom. That is when Jesus said, my Father has got a kingdom in heaven that will come to earth. That's another being. But the source that the healings came from, that came from a completely different level. That went beyond the created. But in the story, as it is told, it's a blur, like it's all the same thing. It is the God with the kingdom that gave the healing energy, and it was not. Those are two distinct, different things. And really, this is where we need to know what it is we're doing. What is it we're hitting? What level are we on? And what does that mean for us? If we're only hitting the level of another being, then no. You know what? You have your perception of yourselves. We have our perception of ourselves. We have our reality. You have yours. Thank you very much. Keep your bloody Borg cube. Yeah? We can reject that. And we can't stand and say, I am. And I will receive. The I will receive from the highest Father, from the highest point. And He will give. Because that is what we've been taught. That is what we're already experiencing in this reality. Groups are working on that. And it is real. Anyway, here, I hope this made sense. I always say that. And I talk to you again soon. Bye.